fight tonight.
What's going on, everybody? Jade up here. Today's video is going to be over the veteran Maelstrom Arena Mag Sorc build. And this is the build that I've been using quite a bit in Maelstrom. I have really high sustain, I have pretty good damage, and I have pretty decent health. All tied into one build. And it goes off of a force pulse rotation. You can do this with a pet, you can do it without a pet. It's totally up to you, and you do not need necropotence. I have a class now that's a necro. So without wasting any more of your time, let's go ahead and check it out. So here's what we're gonna do. We're going to go ahead and hit all our buffs because some people don't realize what they do and stuff. We're just gonna hit them all. So we're at 37.8k max magicka, 1900 recovery, 16.7k max health, 11k stamina, 2664 spell damage, and that's gonna go up by about, what is it, 400. So that's gonna go up to about 3k. Have the back bar procced from your VMA staff or any staff with that berserker enchant. Our crit is gonna be 42%, and that doesn't really matter because we are using acuity, and that's gonna bump it up to 142% crit, and this will bump this up to 124%. And we're at 8,000 spell pen. Of course, you can get that higher if you want, but 8,000 is not bad. So the monster set we have is Slime Crawl. Some other ones that you could use. Let's see if I can pull this up. Yeah, we can. Alright, so some sets that you could use if you still having a lot of issues in Maelstrom and you're using this build and you're like, man, it's a fun build to use. I have high sustain, but I keep forgetting to hit my shield and I keep dying. Well, what you could do is throw an Ice Heart. And what Ice Heart does is it gives you a little bit extra spell crit, so you'll get some extra spell crit. On top of this, you'll be at 42%. And basically what this does when you do critical damage, which is going to happen quite a bit because you're running acuity, which is 100% increase to spell critical. So you're guaranteed to get this to proc quite a bit. But anytime you do critical damage, 20% chance to gain a damage shield. It absorbs 9,000 damage for 6 seconds. Again, this varies depending on what points you put into bash and stuff like that. But why the damage shield is up, you're going to be dealing 1,000 frost damage to all enemies within 5 meters for every 1 second, and that's going to occur once every 6 seconds. So basically, as long as you crit once or twice, this thing comes up a lot. And if you're using the force pulse rotation, it's going to proc pretty much every 6 seconds. This Ice Heart is going to proc. It's absolutely insane. So basically it lasts 6 seconds, and if it holds up the entire time, it may proc again almost immediately as soon as so you can use Slime Crawl. I like using Slime Crawl. Minor Berserk is really nice to have. Ice Heart, that's another good one if you're having some issues. You're like, damn dude, I'm having some issues. I'm just shielding up. I feel like I keep getting hit and I'm just not shielding quick enough. Ice Heart's the way to go. Another set to go if you're like, damn, I want a little bit extra health, throw on Scoria. Scoria gives you 1200 max health, and that's going to help out a lot. And also what happens when you deal damage with the damage over time ability, that's going to be Liquid Lightning and or Blockade or Curse if you use Curse. Excuse me. I'm sure Curse does. I can't actually remember if Curse does or not. Anyways, regardless if it does or doesn't, in the cell, Liquid Lightning and Blockade are your two dots that I would be using anyways on this build. So you have those, right? And what that's going to do, 8% chance to summon a meteor, comes down, deals flame damage to the target, and then deals an extra about 5,000 to other enemies within 5 meters. So it's a nice little helmet monster set if you want to use that. Another set that you could use is Grothar. Grothar is another good set. A lot of people look over it, but it's not a bad set. If this is the only complete monster set you have, you can use this one too. Gives you some max magicka on top of whenever you deal damage. So it's any damage you do. Anytime you deal damage, you got a 10% chance to create an AoE underneath you, and it's 8 meters, and it'll deal so much flame damage to every enemy within 1 second, 5 seconds. So it's got about a 10-second cooldown. So about every 5 seconds, this thing should be up. It's a really good monster set as well. So those are your monster sets that you could use. Or you could go the route if you do have a perfected asylum staff, you could use that, and then just throw on. So you would do this, and then just throw on a heavy and a medium acuity helmet and shoulders, and you can run this setup here. But I know a lot of you guys do not have the perfected asylum staff, so I'm not gonna touch on that too much. So I like using the slime crawl. One of the sets we're using, obviously, is mechanical acuity. Mechanical acuity. Anytime you deal direct damage, you got a 15% chance to gain 100% crit. So basically, what happens? This thing procs. You get a 1 right in front of here, so it's going to be 142%, 124% here. So any ability you use will be guaranteed to crit. Our other set is going to be Bloodthorn, and this, anytime you deal direct damage, it's the same as Acuity. Anytime you deal direct damage, you're going to restore 660 Magicka and Stamina. This occurs once every 5 seconds, so you're guaranteed to get Magicka and Stamina consistently this setup. And then here you go with this. I forgot to say, Mechanical Acuity lasts 18 seconds for those of you guys that did not catch that. We are running on the necklace and rings, Bloodthorn, all arcane. We didn't really touch it, and we ran spell damage on those as well. Now for the staff, we have an Inferno staff of Mechanical Acuity. We have infused on that with the flame damage enchant on it, just to kind of help out with that. On our back bar, we have an infused Maelstrom staff, or if you do not have the Maelstrom staff, just throw on another Acuity staff on your back bar, throw it infused, and throw that weapon damage enchant on that back bar. And what that's going to do is whenever that's procced, it's going to increase your weapon and spell damage. So just keep that up as much as you can, and you're just going to keep that damage going. Alright, so let's go ahead and look at your skills. Of course, this is a direct damage focused build, and we're going to be using Force, Pulse, Rotation. It's just really, really nice ability. Basically what happens is if anybody's already affected by Burning Shield or Concuss, they're gonna be able to get extra damage. So if you throw down Blockade, so throw down your Blockade, right? And they already have Flame on them, or they're taking, let's say they already have a Burning effect on them. You hit Force Pulse with them with another ad. That Force Pulse is going to ricochet and hit that other ad that already has Burning effect on them. So it's a really nice setup. So Force Pulse is pretty nice when enemies get kind of together. Our next one is going to be Empower Ward. I just like this this shield. It's just a really nice shield. Crystal Frag, or you could use Harness Magicka if you wanted to. Totally up to you. Just whatever you prefer. If you want to use Harness Magicka, you could use that. Whenever you get hit with the spell damage, you absorb up to 1135 Magicka. It's not bad if you want to use that, or you could use this one to increase the amount of damage you. So either one of those is fine. I just prefer and enjoy using the Ward. We are using Crystal Frags. Crystal Frags. Anytime you use a Magicka ability, you have a 35% chance to proc this, and basically what this does is it lets you fire this without it costing anything, and it's going to deal quite a bit of damage. It's going to deal 20% more damage. It's just really, it's really nice. Very nice. And it costs 50%. So I guess they changed it, whatever. We are using Inner Light, just kind of give that max, the max Magicka. Major Prophecy is nice too, but it gives us max Magicka and it gives us a little bit of recovery too. Skill. And anytime you hit it, you can get Empower if you time that. But here it increases your max Magicka and Magic recovery by 2%. So it's just really nice to have that. And we have 2 of them here, so that's why we have quite a bit of. My bad. So I do have in this Fury on my front bar. The only reason why is because I didn't like having this on my back bar, swapping bars, hitting this on an ad, and then swapping back to do my Force Pulse rotation on another ad or boss. And I just liked having this on my front bar because, like, in the animation, cancel this, hit this on an ad, restore Magicka, and continue with the fight. So basically what happens is if you put this on an enemy and they die within 5 seconds of it being hit with this ability, you restore 4,860 Magicka on top of Bloodthorn and on top of the Destruction Staff. So if you end up killing an ad with this, you know, you get 36, and then of course if you kill an ad with this, you get 4860. So you're getting quite a bit of Magicka, regardless of what's going on. Meteor Shooting Star. I use this one because if I hit more than one enemy with this, I'm going to get some ultimate back to kind of help out. But I have been starting to use the Greater Storm Macro. I actually used it on the last round when I streamed today. It worked about the same. This actually lasts super long, and if you place it right and you place it at the right time, you can really help burn some ads and stuff like that. So again, this Greater Storm Macro, just longer duration. It's up. Alright, so our back bar is going to be Critical Surge. When you activate it, dealing Critical Strike heals you for 3,000 health, and this effect can occur once every 1 second. So this is just really nice. So basically, you're sitting there doing damage the entire time. You're getting a lot of Magicka and stamina back for doing direct damage, and on top of that, anytime you deal a critical strike, this is going to heal you. So it's just really nice to be able to consistently get healed while this is happening. Liquid Lightning is one of your dots. Lay this down on pretty much on the portal or right next to yourself, whatever. It's going to do some pretty good damage. Blockade, this is what is going to proc your back bar enchant, and that's going to help keep your weapon damage or your spell damage up. And again, this one right here is just a really good dot. These 2 abilities are just really good dots that Mag Sorc should have. Again, with the blockade of fire, burning enemies take 20% more damage ability. So if they're burning, they take a lot more damage. I did do channeled acceleration. Usually I do trap beast or rearming trap. Excuse me, and I throw on rearming trap and throw them on where a portal's at, and just so I can constantly keep getting that minor force, and it does a little bit of physical damage, and it traps them in place. And most of the time I like using that, but I don't have it morphed, and I've been really liking channeled acceleration. It lasts way longer, and it's just really crazy. It lasts 36 seconds, so it's just really insane. It takes a little bit of time to apply this, 1.3 seconds, but it's not bad. Basically what you want to do in Maelstrom is lay down your dots when the portals are showing, or right before the portals show, lay down your dots, or when the portals show up, hit this ability, and you should have it the rest of the round, the entire round. So it works pretty well. Now for this one right here, you can use Boundless Storm. I like using it, but I've been actually using this here. since I kept forgetting to put on Boundless Storm, what Boundless Storm does is it increases your major resolve and ward, increases your physical spell resistance basically by 5280. It also gives you major expedition for a little bit of time, and it deals a little bit of shock damage here and there when enemies are hit by him. It's about a 5-meter radius, so it's not a bad set, or excuse me, bad skill. It's not too bad. But I have been putting this one on. Basically, what this one does is when you have it slotted, your max magicka is increased by 5%, and you gain minor ward and minor resolve. So I mean, it's really up to you, whatever you want to kind of put there. You can also put dark conversion there if you want to. I just prefer the bound armament there. You could put LE Drain on there, what you won't need, but you could put that on there. Let's see, what else could you put on there? You could put Entropy on there if you wanted to. Totally up to you. Or you could put Meditate if you feel like you still are having sustain issues, which you shouldn't with this build. But yeah, other than that, it's pretty much up for abilities. We are a Breton. Just because the sustain on it is just really, really good. It's hard to pass up. And so we have 64 points into Magicka, and then we are using the Shadow. I had run the Apprentice. I ran, what else did I run? I ran the Mage for max Magicka. I ran spell damage. I ran the Lover, who end up turning your spell penetration up to 12,000. So if you want to use a Lover, you can try that out. Just choose whichever one you want to choose. I suggest either doing Apprentice. You know, the Apprentice is fine with the, well, I did do the recovery as well, and I was like 2k plus recovery with the same setup. Absolutely insane. You definitely do not need the extra mag recovery. I did do the max Magicka one, you didn't need that as well. So I would suggest either doing Shadow, Lover, or Apprentice for the spell damage. Either one of those I would suggest with this build up. I have not tried False Gods. I did hear it's pretty good, but this build is definitely set up for those who cannot acquire that gear yet. We can check out CP right quick. It's pretty okay, decent CP. Put 81 in Ironclad, 14 Spell Shield, 56 Hardy LA Defender, 40 Thick Scan, and then 23 Bastion. Kind of help out there. The Green Tree. Oops. Why I went there. I went 10 into Warlord for the break free cost. I did 100 Arcana, 64 Tenacity. I did 40 Tumbling, 56 Shadow Ward. For the Blue True, I did 66 Elf Horn, 64 LA Expert, 36 Spell Erosion. I did 56 Master at Arm, and I put the rest, which was 48 the Thaumaturge. And it seems to work pretty good on the Maelstrom. Other than that, hopefully this video helps you out. I will try to post or put I might put some highlights, and yeah, you know what I'll do? I'll post some highlights at the end of this from the Maelstrom run that I did. I was lagging quite a bit, and I still didn't ever really have any. I didn't have. There were times that I was doing this, and there was only 2 times that I got to 50%. Magicka. Every other time I didn't get below 80% max Magicka, and well, I'll show you that. Alright guys, well thanks for watching. Enjoy a little bit of clips of me doing Maelstrom on this build, and the build that I was doing in this clip will be this setup here, just with a little bit less Magicka, or excuse me, with a little bit less health, and you'll be able to see that. Other than that, yeah, enjoy these next few clips, and we'll see you in the next video. Yeah. Oh my god, dude, I hate that. See, this dude's at 24. Stain's still good. You see what I mean? Like, it, fucking bullshit, dude. Oh, video on this 2-day. Come on, dude. I hate that. Why I lag in here when I'm a one-person instance? Okay. You know what I mean, chat? Like, why is this an issue? Come on. You see that? I hate that. What the fuck? Didn't I just deal with that guy? See, like, even this fight right here, I used to have issues a lot. With sustain, but as you can see, like, I didn't really get any. Hopefully you're having a good one, man. Yo, Riz, dude, thank you, man. Thank you for the 500 biddies, dude. That's awesome. Hopefully you're having a great day, man. Hopefully it goes for everybody in chat, man. Hopefully you guys all. I don't know why I tried to hit the synergy on my own stuff. Try to reply this and. Do you want to be kind of far away now? Not so far away that he doesn't do anything. See how far away we are that he... What the fuck? I was hitting this guy.